So, I'm going to start this video with a question for you guys. Do you know which settlement has the tallest build limit? If you said Finch's Farm, you'd be wrong. If you said the castle, you'd also be wrong. And that's because the settlement with the tallest build limit is Abernathy Farms, boasting an impressive 19 stories. Now, I'm happy to admit I didn't have a jar of glue how tall 19 stories was, so I did what anyone would do, got out my phone and googled it. Turns out a 19-story residential building can be as tall as 190 feet. That means this building could be the equivalent of 5 Liberty Primes stood on top of each other, 19 adult Deathclaws stood on top of each other, or 95 dog meats. So yeah, this settlement was an absolute beast, and it may go without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyways, this settlement took ages to build. And that's probably because in total it has 14 beds, 144 seats, 49 guns, 12 toilets, and 11 different vendors, as well as one of the best viewing platforms in the entire Wasteland. Now, for any of you that haven't seen one of my videos before, essentially the way I do it is I break it up into 3 sections. Part 1 will show you how I built the main building, Part 2 will show you a highlight reel of the finished settlement, and to top it all off, I'll be finishing with a full tour showing every detail on every floor. So with that being said, let's begin. So, my idea for Abernathy Farms was to build a kind of block of flats that would be a hybrid between the mega blocks in Judge Dredd mixed with the scrappy wooden look of a standard Fallout settlement, only bigger and taller than any that have come before it. To beef up security, I'd also be adding a perimeter gate around the bottom of the build to provide security, as well as adding a connected bridge to the original farm structure to aid in a fast escape if needed. And most importantly, a sky bridge that connects to the top of the tower that would show you the entire wasteland in all of its glory. So, the first thing I did was build a mock tower out of nothing but preset stairs to see exactly how high I could build, and it's fair to say it really did have some height on it.
Holy shit, this is so high up.
Then I deleted all of the stairs and just left the tallest set to remind me how high I could go. Once I knew the height limit, I got to work on the base, which I made out of the height adjustable wood and concrete floor blocks and later replaced with the warehouse ones. I made the dimensions on the outer wall 6x6 blocks, which allowed me to make the inner section a 2x2. But after I set and sunk the walls into the ground using the pillar glitch, I realized I'd actually be able to extend the inner section to a 4x4, which meant literally double the space.
Nice.
To construct the building, I decided to go in a U-shape, with the central part of the building being for the stairs to scale the building. I used a variety of walls from the wood section and stacked all the floors with double thick floor panels, which allowed me to keep adding more levels to the structure. To section off the rooms, I was essentially forced to use the one particular door structure as regular pieces clashed with the vertical structure due to them being too big. Once I worked out the structure and what walls worked with what, I essentially just repeated the same steps over and over until I reached 4 stories from the top. I did this because I wanted the top layer of this settlement to be only accessible via the tallest lift you could build to make the reveal as epic as possible. Now, I'd love to tell you there's some really complex parts to this build, but in all honesty, there just wasn't. Because the key word for this build wasn't creativity, nope, the key word for this build was attrition. And I'm not gonna lie to you, during certain points of this build, I just got really fed up. It was layer after layer, floor after floor after floor, and it just never seemed like it was gonna end. But I kept chipping away at it day by day, and after 2.5 weeks of building and decorating, I finally had something I was really proud of. So without further ado, I present to you the new and improved Abernathy Farms Mega Block Edition. So hello and welcome to the full tour of Abernathy Farms. We'll start off by making our way through the front gates and around the outside of the building. My idea for the outside of the building was to mainly just have crops going all the way around, just in case the settlement ever got held under siege. The settlers would still be able to gather some amount of food in order to keep themselves going while they sort of wait out the enemy on the outside and provide some sort of safe barrier between them and the Wasteland. Or at least that was my idea. Then if we make our way up here, we got the sort of front area of the gate, I guess, with the two spotlights. And then if we start making our way into the settlement, we got the security guard here. This is our storage room for the settlement. So this is where any settlers can keep their belongings, lock them up safe, and get access to them anytime they're coming or going from the settlement. Next door, we've got the guards' quarters, which has got full set of power armor, fully equipped with guns everywhere, as well as a small little sort of lunch area slash sort of kitchen as well, so they can, sustain themselves while down there. Now, if we make our way up to the next floor, we've got a sort of leisure slash gym area. Fully equipped. You've got a sort of punch bag model here. We've got some weight section on the one wing, and then on the other side, you've got the gymnastics beam as well. As well as that, you've also got amenities, so you've got a couple of toilets, you've got some places to wash up after you get all sweaty. And then if we make our way up to the next floor, you've got a sort of restaurant slash clothing area. So as you'll see, most of these settlements, or most of the floors in the settlement, are split into two sections because of the sort of shape being used. So you've got the bar here, which is fully equipped, got a couple of grills, got plenty of stuff to cook, and plenty of area to cook in. And if we make our way around the other side, we've got the clothing area, which is fully equipped. You've got the clothes down this end as well as the merchant. And then on the other side, you've got a sort of dressing room that you can try the stuff on. Then making our way up to the next floor, this is kind of like a hodgepodge type level, if I'm being honest. So it's completely open planned. You've got the sort of relaxing area. Then you make your way over to the bridge to the actual main structure for Abernathy, which connects the new building I've made to the old existing building. And you've got another guard post here, just in case you have to flee from one building to the other. It's got a good access point in order to grab some weapons, as well as a little perch you can see out from as well. So yeah, overall quite nicely equipped in here. Then on the other side, we've got the sort of farming indoor section. I put up the purple lights to kind of represent UV lights, because that's what you need if you were growing plants inside. Then next floor up, we've got rooms for rent, which is, exactly what it sounds like. It's a couple of rooms for rent. It's nothing special, but it is nicely decked out and it looks properly lived in, which is always my aim for building a settlement. So you've got the kind of bunk beds in this one, got a full sort of bathroom setup, and you've also got a sofa on the one side and then a record player on the other. So pretty much everything you'd need. Same for the other room as well. Got a full bathroom section, you've got a kitchen in here, and a double bed as opposed to a bunk bed. And then make our way back out and up to the next floor, which this floor is again split into two sections. You've got a pharmacy on one side, and then you've got a general store on the other side. I made the general store kind of look all scrappy and, messed up and not particularly organised, because that's the way I'd want a general store to be in the apocalypse.
A little bit chaotic.
Then over the other side, we've got the pharmacy. Really happy with this. It's fully decked out. Like the fact that you've got the kind of barrier between the reception and then the actual doctor's practice. And yeah, not much to say about it. It looks cool. If you can't solve any of your ailments, maybe you make your way to the bar upstairs. There's actually two bar sections to this floor. So the first wing has got a smaller bar, which is this one here, and then also has a very, very small balcony. Now we make our way back through the smaller section of the bar and round to the other side of the floor, which is where the slightly larger side of the bar resides. So this one is a double wide bar as opposed to a single. And yeah, this is where you can come to drown your sorrows if need be. Make our way up to the next floor, and this is the first of the residential areas. So this is the first flat that you could have in the tower. It's got a fully equipped, pretty massive bathroom, if I'm being honest, which has been separated by a small concrete wall. Got a dining area, a nicely equipped kitchen, and then a living room over here. Making our way around to the other side of the wing, you've got the nice big double bed and bedroom area, as well as kind of like a balcony with this cozy little fireplace. Now we make our way up to the next level and our next residential sort of area. We've got a huge balcony sort of whole layout area on the one end, which I've turned into the sort of living room section here. And I've tried to vary up every single residential suite as much as I can. It can be a little bit difficult because there's only so many assets I can work with, but by changing up the layout and, you know, the odd few bits and bobs, I do feel like there's a good amount of separation between all of these. And overall, I'm really, really happy with how this settlement ended up working out in the end. And then we'll make our way up to the next level. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a breakup, so I wanted to make it sort of outdoor / indoor, sort of relaxing, chill, barbecue section, whatever you want it to be. Just somewhere you can come with people and sort of relax away from any of the actual flats in the settlement. Then we make our way up to the next floor, which is another residential flat. We've got a good mix of different things in here. So we've got a bathroom round the one end of the wing. Then it's a little bit more compact, this one, but still got everything you need. Got a nice big sort of gun wall on the go, as well as very nice sort of living room section here, as well as a dining room right in the corner tucked away. Got sort of a breakfast bar on this one as well. And then a nice big double bed and a sort of washing section. Next floor up now, we've got another residential area. Nice living room in the middle. Then broken up on the one side, we've got the first area, which is the bedroom. You've got the sort of balcony over here with the chill area. Then making our way past the living room. You've got a cozy little fire in that corner. Full kitchen, and then on this end of the wing you've got the fully decked out bathroom. Got a few plants in here, as you can notice. And then we make our way up to the next floor and the next residential area, which is, I kind of modelled it after some type of gun fanatic. That would be my idea of who would live here. You've got a full power armor set, you've got target range. Got a sort of little computing section in the middle. He's got his kitchen, very small dining room, and then this one's got a separated room for the actual bedroom and bathroom. Then one before the sort of intermediate top level, we've got another sort of hangout area with a bar, grill, and plenty of seating all around. So this can be as you're making your way towards the top of the tower. And then past all the seats, we've got the third and last armory. I thought this one would be important because if the settlement did ever get overrun and raided, you could make your way up the tower and then make your way to sort of this section and potentially hold some type of last stand. I thought it'd be, you know, a good thing to have there, something to sort of fall back on if need be. And then we make our way to the top of the tower, well, the lower part of the top of the tower. This has got some seating, it's got a few of those fog machines from the Far Harbor DLC. They don't really serve anything, but they look really cool, so, you know, I like them. And then, as I said, we've got the sort of table section here, and then a small barbecue grill as well. The Pierre Resistance is obviously the top of the tower. This is the creme de la creme. This is the main reason, or the sort of most inspiring point of building this entire settlement. So I'm going to stop speaking now because this is pretty much the end of the tour, and I'm going to leave you with a full view of the entire Wasteland. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.
Another settlement has sent word that they need our help. I'll mark it on your map.